Welcome to Community ArtsKitchen.
Supplies needed: sketch paper or any paper that you have, pencil, eraser, and 2 lids, 1 jar lid and 1 bottle cap lid. Here I have a photo of my cat Terry. It's always nice to have a reference photo when you're drawing, and I'm going to turn this into more of a cartoon-like cat, and I am planning to also add his body in there. So I'm just using the headshot, the portrait, as a reference, and I'm going to use the jar lid for his head and the bottle cap for his nose, kind of like that, as training wheels to trace. So I'm gonna get started on the top of the page because I would like to have room for the cat's body, but not at the tippy top because I want to have room for the ears. So here I go, I trace. And when you do that, these shapes are like training wheels, they're helping shapes. So trace it lightly so that you can erase easily. So the bottle cap is going to be for his snout or muzzle, and I'm going to place it so it's close to the bottom of the first circle, but not quite touching. And I'm going to also trace that lightly on there, like so. Next thing, we're going to map out where the eyes are going to go, and the eyes we're just going to map out with big circles here, one here and one here, one to the left, one to the right. And we're also going to map out where his nose is going to go. And for now, we're just going to put this with kind of an upside down triangle. And his mouth is going to come in with a vertical line and then 2 diagonal lines coming out of it. And kitty cats have these big cheeks, so I'm going to sketch in the cheeks within this helpful circle like that. And below this could be his chin. And here are the little dimples where the whiskers are going to come out. And now let's place the ears. The ears are going to be triangle shapes, and they can be sketched in softly up the top here. And then we're going to map out his body. So his body is going to be kind of like an hourglass shape, or more like a teardrop for his front paws coming in like that. And then when the kitty cat is sitting, you can see his hind legs coming out like this. And you get to decide where you want to have the tail come out. I think I'm going to have his tail in a curve come out like this. We'll finish the paws a little bit later. Now I'm going to work on the head and facial features, and I want this to be a cartoon cat, so I am going to add in some silly eyelids And the eyelids are going to just connect down to his nose like that. And now that you're refining a little bit, you can press a little bit harder. And I'm still going to keep his eyeballs still pretty big. And I want his eyes to really have this kitty cat iris shape. And I'm going to keep one circle up here, and that's going to be the highlight. And this is going to be shaded in for the iris. And you can make the eye look pretty cool and alive like that. And I'm going to match that just as good as I can on the other side. Sometimes you have drawn one eye and you go, gosh, I can't match it, but that's okay with the cartoon version anyway. Okay, so now let's work on the nose. So we want to bring in the nostrils, which are right here, so a little curve on either side. And you can make this a little bit darker and then make a little curve shape at the bottom of the nose. And you can work out the mouth more into a smile and make this a little bit darker as well. And I sort of want to make his cheeks bigger. So this is where your eraser comes in when you see areas that you wanted to change. And luckily I drew very, very softly, so I can make that change easily. And his little chin, I think I'm gonna just go like that. All right, let's have some fun with the ears. You can show that the ears are double and there's a fold, so you do a little overlap here and a little overlap there. So there's ear number one, little overlap here. So the ears have a thickness to them, and kind of finalize the shape of his head to make it look like it's furry. You can add little curves to it. And I'm going to give him a little cute mouth like that if you want to make it look like his mouth is open. And my cat Terry, he is a tabby, a tiger. So just wanted to show you the stripes. So I'm not going to copy all of those stripes. I'm just going to have fun with it and put in some stripes on the side of his head, and some of them are coming in like this, and there's one underneath his chin. And I'm going to just round this off, and I would then shade in the stripes. Of course, feel free to add color to this drawing. And I'm going to just shade a little bit on the nose here. If you want to have a softer shade, you can rub it in with your pencil, with your fingers. And if you want the stripes to be a little bit darker like that. Okay, some shading on the ears. And my favorite part, the whiskers. Okay, now we're going to work on his lower part of the body. So figuring out the legs and the paws. So again, we have that almost like a heart shape here, and this is where his front paws are going to come in, and I'm just going to start with a big half a circle here and a semicircle here, and these are going to be his paws. So he's sitting here chillaxing, and this is how we're going to finish the paws. And now I have this line that I'm overlapped here that I don't need, and here we go. If you want it to look really like the toes here, you're going to just curve it in a little bit like that. Okay, and so his hind legs are going to come out with a curve like this. And there's really not a whole lot you can see of his hind paw, so I'm just going to do semicircle like that, and similar on the right side. This would be his hip, and then here we go, and we add his hind paws. So we do want to close that circle here because it makes it look like his paws are tucked under. And then, of course, the fun tail shape coming out. And if you want to make it look like it's, again, furry, you can give it more of a zigzag outline like this. Whoops, I'm so sorry for that. And I'm going to give him a striped tail. So make sure that you're doing the stripes at a curve, so it makes it look like it's matching the curve of the tail. I did not like that shape, so I'm just going to stripe it all the way down, and then I'm going to shade in every other. And when you're shading in, shade it as a curve so it makes it look roundish. Okay, and here's my finished cartoon drawing of my kitty cat Terry. I added quite a few more stripes and did some shading along the tail and his paws to make it look more round and 3D. Super fun!
Thanks for watching. Community Arts Kitchen was created and developed by Barbara Libby-Steinmann and Anna Rochester. See you next time.